Fishing the Wild West TV with Wes David is brought to you by Tracker Boats, Fish the Finest, Adventure Destinations. Book your trip of a lifetime with Adventure Destinations and Thompson's Resort. Big Chief Meat Snacks, big taste, big adventure. Along with Cam Clark Ford, the official vehicle of Fishing the Wild West TV.
Living a dream, fishing the streams, fishing the wild.
She's getting a little western on the deck. In this week's episode of Fishing the Wild West TV, we're in Edmonton, Alberta at AQ Outdoors. We're with Trevor Thompson. He is a pro staff for AQ Outdoors and for Jackson Kayaks. Trevor, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Wes.
Now, Trevor's going to take us through Kayak Fishing 101. Now, kayak fishing has become one of the most popular activities on the water, on freshwater and saltwater.
Yeah.
Trevor's going to walk us through his Jackson kayak and how he sets it up from start to finish. Trevor, I'm going to let you have at her here.
Sounds good. Well, first of all, when I unload my boat, my first thing I do is I actually put it on my cart. That gives me access to get down to waters. Usually I can stay away from launches and stuff like that. When I get it off and I load it on, I've usually got a bin where I keep all my gear, which you see on the boat right now. And I just kind of start unloading it from my bin and putting it on my boat. I'll start with my chair first, and I'll put it in there. And my rod holders, my cameras for those moments when I catch those great fish. I want to get a selfie of it. I'll put my paddle on the boat, which is held by a bungee, so that when I'm pushing off from the shore, I can get out to the water and then deploy my pedal drive.
So let's talk about that. There's
Sure.
two different kayaks.
Yeah.
There's the pedal drive, paddle drive, or in this case, both.
Correct, yeah. So this is a pedal drive kayak. This is a bicycle motion. I deploy my prop with a lever here, goes into the water column. I can pedal forward for forward motion, pedal backwards, just like a bicycle, backward motion. But you always want to take a paddle with you regardless. It's very imperative.
A part of the safety.
Absolutely. You never know what can happen. Something can fail here, and if it does, you're not stuck, right? And I use this boat essentially for tournament fishing on the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. This gives me the best option to get to places faster, more efficient, and I'm less fatigued on a pedal drive over paddling.
I found fishing with the pedal drive, my hands are free.
Absolutely.
To fish, to
Yeah.
remove hooks, whatever the case may be.
Exactly, and that's why, like, I've got a rod holder right here, so as I'm pedaling, I can put my rod in my rod holder right here, and then it's trolling, and I could have a drink of water, eat a sandwich. I've got an anchor. I like to use my anchor quite often. So I've got an anchor that I've done some DIY that's actually on a retractable clothesline that I put some paracord on with this anchor, and I've got what's called an anchor trolley. So I can deploy this anchor and move it to the front of my boat and let the anchor line out, or to the back of my boat. And it secures me in place, holds me really good, and then I can position myself the way I want, much like your boat with the power poles and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
I've got staging areas for my gear as well too. These are bungees that hold them in place, so I've got quick access to my tackle immediately. Sometimes I'll throw my Plano kits underneath my seat. And then I've also got my crate. My crate holds my rods. Usually I'm rigged up with at least 4 rods, usually minimum. And everything's here at AQ. They've got some really great crates that just came out from a supplier that's, a really high-end crate. All kinds of stuff for sure. So I've got my net here. It's a kayak net. It's nice and easy for storage. It's from Cabela's, Bass Pro. You can get these. It's nice because I can pack it away. It's super light. Biggest thing with kayak fishing, if you've never done it, is lanyard everything. Put bungees on it, so if they never become one with the water.
Yeah, I lanyard everything, including my pliers.
Yeah.
There's a couple lakes throughout Canada that have my pliers in them.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's lots of lakes here that people have lost their cell phones in them. And I lanyard my cell phone as well too, yeah. So yeah, we've got my Yakutak visibility flag here. It has a light on top as well too, just for visibility for the big boats, so people can see you, right? Sometimes you can blend into the water. You gotta be really
Fair
aware of
enough,
that.
and that is true. You can blend into the water. Now, just quickly, you talked about all this bracket. You got your fish finder here, the transducer. These are all quick connects.
Yes, so all these here, I've got what's called a lock and load system by a manufacturer, and I can just pull this button, I can pull it out, I can move this rod holder over to this side of my kayak if I want to troll it that side. If I want to move my camera, I can move this over here. These are all just quick connect systems. I leave these on my boat all the time, tightened down, and same thing with my fish finder.
Now we've got it rigged up, we're going to load it up, and we're heading to the lake.
This segment has been brought to you by Rock Guard, protect your investment, and Power Pole, total boat control. Closed captioning is brought to you by Buzz Bomb Tackle, iconic sonic fishing lures, made in North America for over 50 years.
So we just left AQ Outdoors. We got launched. We got Trevor and his wife here. We're gonna do a little walleye fishing. I snuck off, I tied on a buzz bomb right away. I've got it tipped with some big bite bait, soft plastic. And we're about 16 to 18 feet of water, and we're just gonna vertical jig some walleye. We're in the heat of the day. It's nice out here, very comfortable on the kayaks. In the heat of the day, and we're just gonna drift, hopefully pick up a few walleye. Walleye on. And we just drifted into, Trevor's got a graph on his boat, drifted into 10 feet of water or 15 feet of water. Just gonna try to turn so I can show them to you on camera, but I'm not doing a good job. I'm not even gonna grab the Ego net. Got my pliers here. I got them just with the stinger hook. Nice little Jackson Kayak walleye. Right water level, he's in, gone. Trevor's just landed or set the hook on another one. And again, doesn't make sense. 13 feet of water, they should be deeper.
Yeah.
It's the heat of the day. And normally when it's hot, bright and hot, I like to go deeper.
Come on, little fella. All right.
Now, Trevor, tell us a little bit about the tournament. Like, you could measure this one, or maybe you are going to.
Yeah, I think I'll measure them. So we're again this year I'm a director for the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail, and so we host live tournaments and our online Summer Slam, it's called. So I'm fishing in a tournament right now where I can measure this fish and enter it into our Summer Slam. So I think I'll do that here real quickly.
And so is that biggest fish, total measurements over the season?
Works is it's a multi-species tournament. Walleye, pike, goldeye, all the trout species. And it's your longest stringer of 5 fish throughout the year. Runs May 15th to September 15th. So it's all catch, photo, release. And lots of prizes by our sponsors at the end of the year. And cash payout as well too. So it's a simple process. Kind of like we kind of went over last year as well too. Measuring board, keep the fish wet. The goal is just to get the fish out of the water. Quick photo with your identifier, let them back. So I get my phone ready, grab the fish.
Now I have a lot of confidence in the kayaks and my balance in the kayak, but not enough confidence to pull my phone out.
Ooh. This guy's not happy with me. And I just take a nice photo in the right orientation. There we go. There he goes.
This Gear Talk is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Each year, I get to test drive some new products. Sometimes it's a fishing lure, sometimes it's a fishing rod, other times it's boat equipment. The new dock shocks is what I got to test this year. What an incredible invention. Simply clips onto my boat cleats. To the dock cleat, comes in 2 different sizes because not all boat docks are even. It eliminates the big clumsy buoys, taking up a whole storage of my dry storage. I can simply throw these dock shocks in my rod locker, head up, run to the washroom, go get my lunch, whatever I gotta do. When I come back and go fishing, simply unclip, jump in the boat, and off I go.
This segment has been brought to you by Hooked Magazine, hooked on fishing in the great outdoors, and Lucky Bug Lures. Get hooked on Lucky Bug Lures. This segment is brought to you by the City of Airdrie, big city amenities with that small town feel, and gill fishing, anywhere, all conditions.
To be honest, it turned off for a little bit. Now they've come on right when the winds come up. So we're getting the 5 o'clock bite. Well, this is where I miss my tracker boat. I'm used to being able just to put my rod down, but I gotta be mindful of my positioning. This is a lot of fun. I highly recommend, you know, if you love fishing, you want to get a little exercise, grab yourself a Jackson Kayak at AQ Outdoors and go fishing.
Wild Cookhouse is brought to you by Wild West Seasonings, home of award-winning seasonings, marinades, brines, and batters.
Today I'm going to show you how I fillet walleye. There's many different ways, but I do it just basic and probably the most common way that people do it. First, I start right behind the skull plate, which is right here. You can feel it kind of behind the gill plate. Lift up the fins and make a cut straight down. Now you can see I hit the bone. Don't cut through that bone. That's his backbone. So once I hit there, I give the knife a 90-degree turn. So I'm down there, 90 degrees, and I follow that backbone, putting slight pressure down on my knife so I stay on the backbone, and then you can hear it cutting through the rib bones, and again, I can still feel that backbone, and I go right down to the tip. Now, you can cut this right off, or you can flip it and start working with it from there. In this case, we're going to cut it right off. Put it over there, flip it, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Lift the fins, straight down, boom. Now I've hit that backbone again. 90-degree turn, follow that backbone down. And just hold them tight. You don't want your fish going all over the place. Hold it tight. Follow it down. Meat, this is bone here. This is the rib bone. And then there's another set of bones inside. We're going to get those out. Just go down just under the rib bones, like just under. And then don't cut down to the skin because you'll see I'm going to leave a lot of meat there. If you cut down to the skin, you're losing a lot of your precious walleye meat. That's all bones. I missed one little piece here. That's all bones. Discard that, you can't eat it. Now, there's one more line of bones here, and if you run your hand towards the tail, you'll feel every one of them. Take the tip of your knife and just put it down to the skin. Now I'm hitting the skin on the backside. Don't cut through the skin, and just follow those bones out. Now, I like it on the edge of the table where I can get kind of level. I can get my hand down. If I'm up like this, I don't do as good a job. Down, don't cut through the skin. Down, once you get where you can grab a little bit of that skin. Now I kind of hold my knife steady, but I pull the skin. That's just personal preference, like that. And you want a good flexible knife like that so you can get right down to that skin. I've got all that meat off that skin. That's no good, discard that. Now, remember that little piece, I call it the tongue. Boom. That's all bone in there. So give it a little, it'll stop. Give it a little pull, it'll stop. That's it, get rid of that. This here, now ready to wash up. It's a perfect fillet, boneless fillet of walleye. That's precious meat right there. So once you get that, just exact same thing on the other one. So I got 3 more to go and they're gonna all be done exactly the same. So again, that's the way I do it, and I hope I helped you understand a little, or make your filleting walleye a little bit easier. There's many different ways, but that's my favorite way, and you'll get the most amount of meat.
Fishing the Wild West TV will be right back. This segment is brought to you by Big Sky Flies and Jigs, tackle you can trust, and Tourism Saskatchewan. Start planning your visit today.
He hit like a walleye's supposed to hit. I'm gonna put him in the Eagle net for sure. And he hit it, just sitting it right on the bottom. Whoa.
A feisty one, hey, Wes?
Yeah. There. Man, he's a lot smaller than I thought. I thought he hit like, he's just got a lot of heart, I guess. Get the hook out of him. And then I'll show him to you. Not as big as I thought, but had a lot of heart. Now we'll get him back in the water and get him down there. Here at AQ Outdoors with Tom Stewart, the co-owner of AQ Outdoors. Tom, tell us a little bit about the popularity of not only kayak fishing, but kayaking in general.
Yeah, we're seeing really consistent growth here in Western Canada. It's been incredible. Enough so that we were able to open up a second location here in Edmonton a couple of years back. And it's been incredibly popular. Every year we see more and more people getting on the water, specifically in kayak fishing boats.
And you say a second location. So the first location's in Calgary, Alberta?
Correct, yeah. We started in Calgary, Alberta about 20 years ago. And
so you've been around
a bit, yeah. Although we just opened a new location in Calgary as well, so a new shop there in the southeast of Calgary. And then been in Edmonton a little while now and seeing a lot of growth in the kayak fishing industry up here.
So if you're interested in getting into kayaking or kayak fishing, stop in at AQ Outdoors. As you can see, they got the kayaks and everything you could need to rig your kayak. We're starting off here at the Western Canadian Kayak Trail on Dixon Dam in Alberta. The first thing I noticed, it's a long weekend here, there's campers, the boat launch is packed. Well, everybody's trying to unload their boats. These kayakers are already catching walleye. The Western Canadian Kayak Trail has stretched to 9 different tournaments across the western provinces, and they have another 6 or 7 more tournaments lined up for Saskatchewan and Manitoba next year. It's a great way to get exercise, be on the water, and have a little friendly competition. We're with Mike, president of the trail. Mike, you just come off the water just for this interview, but if you could just kind of fill in the blanks. How does it work? How does one get involved? And what's the tournaments look like for 2023?
Absolutely. So yeah, we're just a bunch of guys. We started out fishing this tournament that we're at today is the East Slope Kayak Fishing Classic. This is our 11th year, and after a bunch of years of just having this event only, everybody said we'd love some more. So the kind of thought went in my mind, and I said, hey, let's run a trail. So we contacted a bunch of guys out of the States and kind of got a format and looked at it and said, okay, great. We run fishing derbies. Now we've got this year 6 in Alberta, 2 in Saskatchewan. Plus we also have an online portion that guys are allowed to compete from May the 15th through September 15th. They can compete anywhere in Western Canada for pretty much every species that you can catch. And it's just a great time. They're all catch photo release tournaments. So the anglers catch their fish, it's all barbless hook. They bring it up, leave it in their net, get their bump board ready, get their camera out, put the fish on their measuring device, take a picture, put it back in the water, and they just keep fishing all day and they're able to upgrade.
How does one get involved?
You can go on Facebook, look us up on Facebook, Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. We have a Facebook page, we have a YouTube channel, we have an Instagram channel. If you want to reach out to somebody by email, if you prefer that method, westcankayaktrail@gmail.com. You reach out to us and it's just a great group of guys. It really is a family of anglers out on the water at all times, and we just have a blast.
Now we have a special guest, Mike's son Ben. In a couple days, 3 days you said, Ben?
Yeah.
Is turning 11 years old. Now he was out, father-son team in the tournament. Ben, as a kayak angler, turning 11, man, you're gonna get a lot of girlfriends.
No, I'm not.
If you want to get involved with kayak fishing, just fun fishing, or get involved with the tournaments and the camaraderie of tournament fishing, follow the links at the bottom of your screen and get involved and take a youngster fishing. All the anglers have just come off the water at the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail here at the East Slope Classics. Now it's time for family fun off the water. Camping, fun entertainment for the entire family, and of course, dinner and banquet. That's this week's episode of Fish in the Wild West TV. Join us on social media or through the pages of Hooked Magazine. I'm your host, Wes David, Fish in the Wild West TV.